Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Facts.
Word from our own Peter Alexander that Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, is set to endorse his former vice president, Joe Biden, for president of the United States. Obviously, this coming a day on the heels of the news of...
In the video released, Obama remarked on Joe Biden's past leadership experience when it comes to healthcare, climate change, and how his leadership contributed immensely to the 2008 economic recovery of the nation. Worthy of note is what the ex-president said when he described Joe Biden as the candidate well-suited to heal a nation suffering from the coronavirus outbreak. In Barack Obama's video of support and endorsement for Biden, he encouraged perseverance in the face of the coronavirus outbreak and also sent out uplifting words to all those dealing with the effects of the pandemic in one way or the other. We also see Obama putting the spotlight on the stakes of the upcoming 2020 elections by suggesting the point that Trump and the Republicans in the Senate are simply just engrossed in acquiring power and not in making progress for Americans. Citing from the video, Obama declared that, if there's one thing we've learned as a country from moments of great crisis, it's not that the spirit of looking out for one another can't be restricted to our homes or our workplaces, or our neighborhoods, or our houses of worship. It also has to be reflected in our national government. Although Mr. Obama did not outrightly mention President Trump by name in the released video, he however made an almost direct reference to him by saying that Mr. Biden should surround himself with good people, experts, scientists, military officials who actually know how to run the government and care about doing a good job running the government, and know how to work with our allies and who will always put the American people's interest above their own. Obama then went further to say that our country's future hangs on this election and it won't be easy. The other side has a massive war chest. The other side has a propaganda network with little regard for the truth. The coronavirus outbreak in the United States of America...
restrictions as they slowly start the reopening process.
The death toll here in the U.S. has now risen to more than 51,000, with the number of cases hovering above 900,000. Last week at this time, there were 700,000 cases. But thankfully, there is some hopeful news from New York State, the epicenter of this outbreak, where the death toll has dropped to its lowest level in weeks.
Our team is again covering all of it this morning across the country and across the world. We want to begin.
The New York Times revealed that Mr. Trump actually received prior notice concerning the outbreak before he began to take action. Former President Obama in his video explicitly voiced his opinion by saying, "Moments of great crisis reveals the need for strong leadership." He also went further by saying that what is needed now is the kind of leadership that's guided by knowledge and experience, honesty and humility, empathy and grace, and that kind of leadership doesn't just belong in our state capitals and mayor's offices, it belongs in the White House. He also continued by saying that he is therefore so proud to endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States. For Mr. Joe Biden, this endorsement by his former boss meant a whole lot, as he was seen to have made an appreciation post on his Twitter page. He tweeted that, "This endorsement means the world to Jill and me. We are going to build on the progress we made together, and there's no one I'd rather have standing by my side." This endorsement given by the popular former president of the United States, Barack Obama, is definitely a big plus to the presidential race of Joe Biden, as the endorsement itself was solicited for by other Democrats running in the primaries. This is because even though the primaries of the Democratic Party was quite a contest, Obama remained what we can call publicly neutral at first, and was shown to have been given advice to several candidates as they all tried to get themselves linked up with him, all vying for that coveted endorsement, as you might want to put it. However, in the background, Obama seemingly had been well involved in playing important roles to convince Bernie Sanders to bring his campaign to an end and also endorse Biden. According to reports of people who had direct awareness of their conversation, over the past weeks, former President Barack Obama reached out to Bernie Sanders on not less than 4 different instances in order to fully assure him that his objective of moving the party to the left was supported. Also, Obama's endorsement video couldn't have been more well-timed, as it followed swiftly after Mr. Sanders' endorsement of Joe Biden. This countered Trump's claim that Obama was entertaining second thoughts on endorsing Biden. Early on, Mr. Joe Biden had referred a number of times to the work he did with former President Barack Obama, while he was the vice president. However, he said that he had asked Mr. Obama not to give an early endorsement simply because he desired to earn it, and well, he sure did. The endorsement came earlier than Mr. Biden might have expected, even though he had become the Democrats' presumptive nominee, having succeeded in a string of victories in the primaries. This was also influenced by the decision of Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders to suspend his campaign. With Joe Biden securing his nomination at the primary and with Bernie Sanders ending his campaigns, former President Obama therefore decided to get into the picture, handing out his most coveted endorsement. This over 12-minute video announcing Obama's support came a day after Mr. Sanders had already suspended his campaign and endorsed Biden. Obama commended Sanders for instituting a new agenda for the Democratic Party. He declared that it was a sign of more progressive ideas that would be evident in Joe Biden's presidential campaign. The video showed Barack Obama speaking very delightfully of Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. He referred to Sanders as an American original and a man who has devoted his life to lending a voice to working people's hopes, dreams, and frustrations. He also made it known that even though he and Sanders haven't always agreed on everything, they both shared a common conviction of making America a fairer and unprejudiced society. One outstanding and striking detail about the endorsement video was how former President Obama admitted that the politics of the present day was quite different from what existed when he was elected president in 2008, which was in the midst of what was considered to be the worst economic disaster that the nation had faced. He explained this in a fully reflective statement quoted as follows: "For the second time in 12 years, we'll have the incredible task of rebuilding our economy. And to meet the moment, the Democratic Party will have to be bold." He continued further by saying, "You know, I could not be prouder of the incredible progress we made together during my presidency. But if I were running today, I wouldn't run the same race or have the same platform as I did in 2008. The world is different. There's too much unfinished business for us to just look backwards. We have to look to the future." Further validating his support and endorsement, he declared, "Bernie understands that, and Joe understands that. It's one of the reasons Joe has what is the most progressive platform of any major party nominee in history. Because even before the pandemic turned the world upside down, it was already clear what we needed: real structural change." These were the thoughts of the erstwhile president and the reason why he endorsed the Democratic Party's presidential candidate. It is clear that the former president of the United States has always had an instinctive understanding of public issues and concerns and does a very good job of answering these concerns. He has played the role of an elder statesman and attentively observed how the Democratic Party moved left from the politics employed during his administration. His endorsement of Joe Biden is also clearly an endorsement of the shift in politics, as he has also gone ahead to advise that Biden goes along with the new structure. When former President Obama endorsed Biden, he endorsed a lot of other things also, in terms of new and progressive agendas, not only for the party, but also for the future of America. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave us your comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button.